Good morning. Welcome to our fifth and final guidance discussion group meeting of the year. And it's nice to see you. Number two are some important upcoming events here at the high school. First, the Child College Night. Child, as you may know, is a committee of the PTSA. Jen Jarl and her team are putting on a great night. This is a college night for the parents of children who have IEPs or 504 plans. And this year she's bringing in a private counselor from the outside who specializes in helping young people apply to colleges when they have the needs in an IEP or a 504. We'll be sending out a formal invitation in about 2 weeks, but if you're interested, we give you a little prior notice. Number two, financial aid workshop for the parents of juniors. I think on March 19th, I will invite those of you who are the parents of juniors. We bring in a financial aid expert from Siena College in Loudonville, New York. Her name is Mary Lawyer, and Mary will do a great presentation on financial aid and colleges. And thirdly, the Byram Hills Award Ceremony, which is actually an event that's run by Chris Walsh, will be held on May 22nd. If your child is receiving an award, the invitations go out a month before. So those are the three primary upcoming events. Any questions on the Child College Night, the Financial Aid Workshop Night, or the award ceremony? Good. We'll now move to the next set of agenda items, what's happening. The Sophomore Success Program will take place later this month, except for sophomores who are in AP World History. It'll be done in late May, after the AP World exam is done. The Sophomore Success Program is run by the counselors, and they're going to work with the sophomores to do a lot of good things in the area of motivation. The deliverable is to come out of the meetings with a resume that students will store in Naviance. And it's a resume that later will be part of the college application process when they apply to colleges in the fall of senior year. So the resume starts small, in large part because sophomores are not 16 and they can't really hold most jobs in the world. But it does lengthen between sophomore year and the beginning of senior year. It will include clubs, organizations, and teams here at the high school. It will include other worthwhile activities out in the community. Could be community service, could be the Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts of America, and of course, it could be working at the Chicos or being a school counselor at a camp during the summer. So we start it now, that is this month, or in late May for the AP World students. It builds and it becomes part of the application. And you'll be able to see it, because we will be giving parents access to Naviance in the sophomore year. The next item, final regular college decisions for seniors. Just a quick recap. Early action and early decision one decisions were all in pretty much by the time we had the Christmas Hanukkah recess. I'll say about December 20th. Most early two decisions have been made. So what's left for a small number of seniors is what's known as regular admission decisions. They'll all be in by March 31st. Most of them will come in about March 20th, March 25th. So this is really the final set of decisions. Some students apply regular admissions and they know this is when the decisions will come. Some have been deferred. Imagine a senior applied to a school early decision 1 or 2, but they were deferred. They then go into the regular applicant pool, and they will know by March 31st. The deadline for deposit for the regular is May 1. So they have 1 month. Imagine they're accepted to several schools. Those students and their parents working together will have 1 month to make a decision and deposit. Not often, but a few of our seniors will be placed on waiting list as of March 31st. The wait list could last as long as 3 months. It depends, does a college get the desired number of enrollments that they anticipate? I would guess in the senior class, maybe 6 or 7 annually. That's out of about 205 of our seniors are placed on wait list. So that's where we are with our current seniors, pretty much this last phase of college admissions. Scheduling for 2019-2020 for all students in grades 8 to 11. Let me ask this, are any of you the mothers or fathers of current 8th graders? We have 2, 3, good. Let me start with the 8th grade, and then we'll come up. 8th grade. I have already scheduled them for a number of good things. You're not able to see it yet in the parent portal, but you will see it in April. If you came to my office and gave me your daughter or son's name, you'd see the following. English 9, all of our freshmen take it. Global 1, all of our freshmen take it. You'll see the math course. It'll either be Geometry Advanced or Algebra 1. You'll see a science course. It'll either be Earth Science or Biology A. You'll see the science lab interfaced with phys ed as we do it in the schedule. You'll see a world language course. It could be French, Italian, or Spanish. For those children who have it in their IEP or 504, you will see resource room. And for all freshmen, you will see the mentor course. As you know, we have a great mentor class, semester 1, period 1, that's in there. And that covers all 8th grade children as I speak. Now, next week's a good week, big week. Let me get the dates right. 8th grade parents will be here Monday night, March 11th, 7 p.m. This is a great orientation program for you. It's run by Chris Walsh, our directors and chairs. So you get to hear us talk about the various departments. I should start at the beginning. Chris Walsh gives a wonderful speech of welcome, shows a nice video with our current students in it. Then you go to breakout groups and you're going to hear from Dwayne Smith and Melissa Stahl, all my friends and colleagues about the departments they lead. The next day at 9:30, Kim Lappel, our principal at Crittenden, is going to send up all the current 8th graders by bus. They go through a similar program to you. First, they'll be in the auditorium for a nice speech by Chris. They see the same video. Then we have student leaders talk to them about our various clubs and teams. I always like that when the juniors and seniors are talking to the 8th graders. And then we send them to breakout groups, and they too will meet Dwayne Smith and Jennifer Lade and all our good people. And what we're going to collect from them is known as the elective blue sheet, because it's on blue paper. So we collect it when they come, and as soon as they go back to the middle school on the buses, my staff and I will add their elective course request. Now, what's on the sheet? I didn't bring a copy with me. If you'd like to come to the office after this program, I could show it to you. There's studio art, which is the prerequisite for all art courses. Photography, graphic design 1, Web design 1, popular culture. I can go on and on, probably too much to write. If you come to the office, I'll show you the options. And 3 of my most exciting courses are full-year electives in band. We have a choral group, we have orchestra, and we have band. So I always love to encourage the 8th graders, please think about staying with the instrument or with the singing. I also add, which is true, colleges love to see multiple intelligences, and those who are expert at music or sport have another level of intelligence. So those are all the good things on the sheets. We'll add it all to eSchool data. I'll send you an email the first week of April saying the parent portal is open. Please go look at all the courses. If you're happy, there's no reason to call me. Conversely, if you'd like a change, you will call me, and we will make the change that you dictate. So that's for 8th grade parents. So let me pause. Are there any questions on where we're at and where we will be going with your children in grade 8? Good. Now, I can speak about students in current grades 9, 10, and 11 pretty much at the same time. Last week, we went into all English 9 classes, and we asked them to go right into eSchool data on Chromebooks, which they did, and they put in their elective request after conversations with the counselors and I who were in the rooms. For any that were absent, I send a couple of emails to the parents. Please have your daughter or son come to see Kira Hunter, me, and we do it in a one-on-one session. This week we're doing sophomores. In fact, yesterday I went to 3 classes. We had an abbreviated schedule, but the 25 minutes was sufficient. We visited 3 English 10 classes yesterday. They added their electives. We'll continue to do that through Thursday. Starting a week from today, Monday, we will go into the English 11 classes and do the same thing. So basically, by March 15th, we'll be completed. March 15th is an important date in the world of scheduling. All final decisions on AP course request will be made. So if you're a freshman parent and you're wondering about AP World History, Jen Layden and the Faculty in Social Studies will make a decision by March 15th. It applies to all the APs. The only time we won't have a decision, and it'll be for good reason. Imagine you have a child who wants AP photo, but they're in advanced photo right now. We won't have the portfolio done by March 15th. That decision will be made in late June once the course is completed. So that applies to AP Art Studio, AP Graphic Design, and AP Photography, if this semester is the prereq course. Makes sense, right? The portfolio would be incomplete by March 15th. And once in a while, a child is placed on a wait list for an AP class. The chair and the faculty have a little concern at this juncture. They want to see how the child does in the 3rd and 4th marking period. So they'll be waitlisted, so to speak. A decision on that, those decisions will be made once the report cards are finalized. Usually the news is good because it serves as a primary motivator. Rarely is the news not good. So don't despair if they're not in immediately, but most are in immediately. So March 15th is the date. We have 23 APs, 1 for sophomores, AP World History. The menu gets significantly larger for the junior and senior year. Some of them are restricted by year. I'll give you a couple of quick examples that you probably already know. AP US History is strictly for juniors. Conversely, AP European History is strictly for seniors. But there are a number of APs that are open to juniors or seniors. They include AP Statistics, AP Computer Science, AP Art, Studio Art, Graphic Design, and Photo. AP Computer Science Principles this year for the first time will be open to juniors. And I think that covers, AP Bio, how could I forget it? AP Bio could be a class with juniors and seniors. AP Chem, AP Physics 1. Those are APs in various departments that are open to juniors or seniors. Now, how do we counsel? I was working with a couple of juniors actually who stopped in yesterday, and their counselor was actually in a classroom, so I took it. I was talking to a pre-med woman. I said, for you, it's AP Bio in your junior year, AP Chem in your senior year. A little bit later in the day, an aspiring engineer came by. Said, it's a little bit more complicated. I'd recommend AP Physics 1 in your junior year and possibly AP Physics C in the senior year. So my counselors are very expert at starting to talk about financial services, would like you to get AP Statistics and later AP Calculus. So there's some, you asked one question and I'm broadening it to let people get a sense of how we kind of take it and then run with it. So 1 AP in sophomore year, 22 more in junior and senior year, and that's how we roll. Please.
I have something to elaborate on that question. When do you determine, or what's the process to determine whether a student then should be taking an SAT2 subject matter if they're taking an AP test?
Great question. The general answer is let us teach as much as possible to your children before they take it. Now, what does that mean in reality? That is thinking of years and semesters and calendars. In a perfect world, a student taking SAT2s would do it on the first Saturday of June in their junior year. I'll repeat that. The first Saturday of June, which is when the College Board always offers it. You may not remember it, but on a nice Saturday in June, when you were young, that's when you took those SAT2s for the most part. That's the best time. We have basically taught your children, I'll say for 4 years, including those high school courses that are offered at Crittenden. We've taught as much English as we can, as much math, etc. Now, obviously, we're going to teach more math and more English in senior year, but chances are good to excellent, your children are going to apply to college by November 1. It's then too late, and the fall gets real busy. There's another added advantage to June. You know, in May, all the AP tests are taken. So think of a junior taking AP test, AP English 11. AP Statistics, AP US History. Also in non-AP but Regents subjects, and I'm thinking right now of English 11 with a Regents at the end of it. By the time we get to mid-May, the faculty are starting to prep for the Regents exams, which will take place around June 20th, June 23rd. So they're already reviewing for either AP and or Regents, and this Saturday in June comes right there. Now, I'll add in one caveat. We do encourage a few freshmen who are in Bio A to take the SAT2 in Bio on the first Saturday in June of their freshman year. They score pretty well. Colleges also know they're freshmen. If they need to take the Bio again and they take AP Bio junior year, we recommend that they do it again on the first Saturday of June in the junior year, if applicable. I would not recommend to any sophomore that they any other freshman or any sophomore take an SAT 2 until they get to junior year? So that's a very good question. Thank you for asking it. If you want to know what colleges want, you could even be an 8th grade parent and peek ahead. Just go to a college website, click on admissions, click on requirements, and if they do want SAT 2s, they will tell you how many and in what subject areas. Survey for the class of 2018. How many of you had sons or daughters graduate last June? We wait a year. We could survey them before they leave, or during the summer before they go to Emory. We deliberately wait a year, so I'll be writing to them April 1st with a deadline that will be the first Monday of June, whatever that date, asking them to participate in our annual survey. We ask 10 questions. Here at Byram Hills, we celebrate our desire for continuous improvement and what we know as data-driven decision-making. That data is critically important because we're asking them, how are we doing? How we're doing in general, but more practically, how do we do in the teaching of English, the teaching of math, the guidance department? And their feedback is invaluable. All of us read it. Dr. Jen Lamy, Dr. Tim Kaltenecker, our principal, Chris Walsh, everybody reads it. And when we have areas that need improvement, we work diligently to improve those areas. So please encourage her to participate, and I'll be writing to all of her classmates to take part in that survey. What students can do during this summer. Rather than me read all the items, you can read over them. I'll just quickly highlight them. Work, good over 4 years. Volunteer, good overall 4 years. Travel, good for 4 years. And visit college and universities, I would restrict it to juniors. Sometimes I'm asked, because I am a freshman counselor with Kira Hunt, my child finishes freshman year in June, should we go visit colleges? No. Same thing for sophomores. No. Don't bring him into the college piece too early. There's plenty of time between December of the junior year and August of the senior year to visit the schools that your child will apply to. Of course, it is your choice. This is a recommendation. So again, work for all, volunteer for all, travel for all, college visits, juniors only. I thank you all for coming. If you want to hang out at the guidance department and you have more questions, please come down and have a wonderful day. Thank you.